What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Together Podcast. This is episode number 40. Oh, yeah. We're almost like to 50. 10 more.
Almost to 50.
That is how counting works. I am your host, Toner Scorp, here with my co-host, Deception? Deception, say hi. Sorry, I gotta get used to the name change.
Right, too.
It's just Deception, not Deception the rapper.
What the fuck?
Alrighty.
Well, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it still is Deception the rapper, but, like, it's just Deception 276 now on all social medias.
Yeah.
In case you guys want to pop them a follow. So, cool news today. We got new overlays for the stream, which, if you guys are watching right now, they look pretty sick. I think we've upgraded quite a bit.
I think they're pretty cool.
I like them. Riss likes them. They're the best ones I've done yet. I think it's overlays overall. My graphic design skills are just keep getting better and better.
True.
So if you guys are listening to it, check it out. They look pretty cool. I like them. I'm working on some things, you know, getting those creative juices flowing. So anyway, we have a lot to talk about this week. A lot has happened. We had last week off of the podcast because Deception was on vacation.
Yep.
How was that, Deception? Tell us about it.
It was a good time. It was I wouldn't say it was a much needed break because I wasn't like super tired of anything, but it was a good break. It was nice.
Yeah. I'm glad you got that, bro. It's always nice to have like a little like refresher, I guess. Just kind of like take a step away from social media and whatnot. That's always good. You guys go to the beach again?
Yep.
You guys always go to the beach for vacation. I always get so jelly.
Ew.
I just
say
like
that?
going to the beach.
Jelly?
Yeah, I said jelly. But yeah, so yeah. I'm glad you had a good time on your vacation though, bro. Well deserved. You've been grinding.
Time.
You've been grinding, bro. I see you streaming, playing that Fortnite.
Yep. Fortnite's been fun, bro.
Oh yeah. I haven't played because I have to update it, and I'm like, do I really want to update it? No. Because I only want to play right then and there. So, like, if I have to wait for it to update, because I haven't played in so long, so it's going to take forever to update.
Then just update it so then after, when you do want to play, it's updated.
Well, the thing is I don't
Sure.
think about updating it until I want to play. And then I'm like, whatever. So I could just update it, but I'm like, That's how I handle a lot of things. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm glad I've been seeing a lot of people go back to Fortnite after their no build mode came out, and Call of Duty kind of is like doing its own thing, you know. Like they just dropped Oh, sorry, I just choked my own spit. Like they just dropped season 4, and I have not heard good things. I've heard there's a lot of glitches, and which should not be happening for a game as big as Call of Duty.
I definitely think that the no build mode for Fortnite is exactly what was needed.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the revival
a lot
of the
of people.
game. I think it's revived the game.
I'm glad they made it permanent because I'm glad that they saw that, like, when they dropped it the first time, how much people enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's what a lot of people, like, that's what they were upset about, and that's why they left Fortnite, was because people were getting too, like they were becoming, like, serious architects with what they were building, you know? They'd build the Eiffel Tower in about 30 seconds, and everyone was just like, you can't compete with that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, like, a casual gamer. And, I mean, I think COVID's to blame for that, because everyone was, like, home, so everyone could grind, especially, like, kids. Those 12-year-olds didn't have to do schoolwork. I was that, like, 16-year-old that couldn't have to do schoolwork and grinded COD, but that's beside the point. Okay?
Yeah.
But, like, those kids, they could play all day long, and they got so good that all the people that, like, after everyone went back to work and stuff like that, the kids didn't have to, it was summertime for them. They could still grind the game, like, 8 hours a day, and their parents didn't care.
Yeah.
You know? It's the iPad kid generation.
True.
Says as an iPad kid.
True.
I won't lie. Whenever Riss and I eat, like, some sort of meal, unless we're, like, out, we put on, like, TV to watch while we eat. Or, like, we're in the car, we put on, like, Daz.
Yes.
So I can't talk too much crap about the iPad kids because I'm one myself. But it's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
I was just born this way. Quoted by Lady Gaga.
Bruh.
I want to kill myself.
Alright, anyway. That aside. Sorry. Just feeling a little goofy silly today. Silly goofy. But yeah, so like, you know, COD. Have you played it since season 4?
I played for like pubs for like an hour a couple days ago.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I had like 2 good games and the rest of them were awful.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't really touched COD. I've been playing a lot of right now on my story mode summer thing. I just finished Last of Us and I'm on Titanfall 2, so you know, we on the grind. I just
play some X Defiant.
Yeah, I will. I got a new job, so I'm actually working 5 days a week now, so I quit my old one because
he was the worst.
shit hit the fan, as one might say. So I got a new job back at Olive Garden, and now I'm working like the general manager's different now. She's actually like good and a good person.
I love her.
We definitely love her, and so she's like I like asked for my job back on Sunday. I did my interview / orientation, just for like, you know, procedure stuff since it's a corporate company. Did that on Monday, and then I started last night, and she already has me on 4 shifts this week.
Yes.
So, you know, it feels good to be appreciated and actually cared about, which is nice. So,
yeah,
back to 5 days a week. So streaming, it's gonna take a little bit to figure out, but I'll figure it out so I can finish, because I'm like halfway through Titanfall right now. I'm a little over halfway, so probably one more stream and I'll be done with it.
Yeah.
One more decent stream, like 4-hour stream, and I should be done. But yeah. But yeah, X Defiant. So it's now. Is it still in beta? Like, is this still another? Is this another open beta?
Yeah. It's like they're calling it the open session, but it's still technically in beta. Okay. Although, you know, I called it. I said there would be at least another beta before it released.
Yes, you did. You're very good at calling these things.
It's not going to be that long. It's only going to be from, well, if you played the closed beta, you got to play it starting yesterday, and it goes open in half an hour for everybody. But you can download it on PC and the next gen consoles. They're working on last gen for launch, but
right now it's only new gen.
PC and next gen consoles, you can download it and play it till Friday. It goes until like sometime late Friday night.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so like, I mean, that game obviously, like, I think once they fully release the game, it's gonna, I mean, it already has taken off, like, after that last beta, because all, like, the pros are playing it. And now that it's off season.
They're still playing it.
Yeah, and, like, now that it's off season too, they don't have to play COD. They can play other games, and, X Defiant, man. I think it's gonna pop off, honestly. I think, for me personally, I'm still wondering how the, like, esports scene is gonna go. I feel like it's gonna kind of be like Valorant, as far as it's gonna be like a slower start, but once it hits, it'll hit the ground running real quick. The game just has to be out for like, I think I say give it a week before they start doing like league stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get our toes into that, honestly. So anyone listening, hit me up. My DMs are open when it comes to X Defiant. So, but yeah, so I think it's gonna be a great game, honestly. Like, I feel like it definitely has a lot of potential, because now they're like, everyone's saying it's a COD killer, and if people aren't saying that, then
I don't think it's gonna happen. But
I don't think you can't kill a game as big as COD. I think COD itself is gonna like.
It's gonna be around.
It's gonna be a. They're gonna do themselves dirty. You know?
I think the biggest thing about X-Defiant being a COD killer or not is a combination of the fact that it's basically a new game and the fact that there are such an insane amount of casual players that play COD that don't care about how good or bad COD is, or don't look at Twitter, or don't watch YouTube videos, that like they just won't know what X-Defiant is.
So like
they'll just have no idea.
So like 5% of population.
I would say like the majority of casual players will end up being like that.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like especially with everything that's gone on with like Nick Mercs and stuff like that, a lot of people are deferring from COD because they claim COD is too woke.
Period.
Yeah, it's like with all the stuff that happened, like
Whoa.
with the Nick Mercs and Tim and Doc and all them, like it's definitely like changed.
I mean, like
a lot of people's perspective on COD probably.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, like, do I necessarily agree with Nick Mercs? No. But I don't know, COD is really just like, I don't know what's going on with Activision because like, remember a couple of years ago they were going under like lawsuit for being like for like discrimination in the workplace.
Yeah.
Like.
That's probably why they did it then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's probably exactly why they did it. It's just like.
So how woke can they be?
Yeah. They're not really that woke.
They just don't want another lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just but looks like we have a question from Cash for you, Deception. So he said, what is your opinion on X-Defiant and what ideas would you add to the game?
I think it's perfect as is.
You haven't even played the game.
I think X-Defiant is fantastic. Like, I think...
You think it's perfect as is?
I think it's got a ton of potential.
Mm.
And I'm excited to see what they end up doing because they're going to be adding new modes, new maps, guns, all that stuff, new factions. I would say some of the biggest stuff I would do to add to X-Defiant, which they've already talked about doing, adding Search and Destroy.
Okay.
Especially for competitive.
I think that would be a really good move for them. Or like a search and destroy, or like a search and destroy like game mode. Because people eat that up.
I would love for it to just be
search and destroy
exactly the same as search and destroy.
Yeah. I don't know. Search and destroy is just epic.
I feel like it would play so well in X-Defiant.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't really played the game, so I don't really know what the movement's like. But I've watched plenty of people play, and from what I've seen, like the game's pretty good.
The game is so fast paced.
Yeah, like people are gonna complain no matter what, just 'cause that's how people are. Especially like content creators, they love like complaining.
Yeah.
Especially like when it comes to games. Like.
That's true.
That's just all they do. They just complain, and sometimes it's for the better. Sometimes it's just like empty words, you know, like and it's not really gonna do anything. They're just saying it to say it because they can.
True.
Like, it's not constructive criticism, it's just bashing the game.
I would say, I don't know if they would do this, because arena shooters in the aspect of, like, how X-Defiant works, I don't know if they would add this. But you're also talking about a bunch of COD devs and COD pros. For the players that would want it, I feel like they should add a hardcore mode. I don't know if they've really talked about that, or anything like that. I personally probably wouldn't play it because I don't really like hardcore. But there are a lot of people that do like it, and I feel like that would bring a lot of people to the game if they had that option.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all about options.
Yeah, people like versatility, especially when it comes to video games, you know? It allows people to, you know, like, that's why, like, story modes, they're kind of like, sometimes they're like a one and done. But they add like different difficulties, so it makes it, you know, you can play it again on a harder difficulty. You know what I mean?
I also like. I don't know what they would do. I don't know if they would actually do this or not. But I think it would be awesome if X Defiant had a BR.
Ooh.
I don't know if they would do it.
I don't know
If
if they would
did,
do
I
it
feel like
either.
it'd probably be like a year down the line or something like that.
Yeah.
But
They definitely should, like, perfect the smaller aspect of the game before going to a BR. Because, like, now they're kind of in the same spot as, like, not in the same spot exactly, but, like, they're in the same, like, area of, like, Splitgate was with, like, Halo. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, like, Splitgate kind of, like, revived and got, like, it's, like, you know, hit the ground running.
yeah.
And it got really, really big. And then they didn't, like, capitalize on that. And then Halo came out and everyone went and played Halo. Because they were such
The
a
only
similar
thing I
game.
would say about that is it's really hard to compare X Defiant and Splitgate because X Defiant compared to old COD is really similar. But like X Defiant compared to the COD that we're playing now is like very different. And X
Mm-hmm.
Defiant has tons of devs that have tons of
That's
experience
true.
with games. They know how to make games and they know how to put content out. And they're backed by Ubisoft.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Whereas
forgot about that
Splitgate
part.
was just 5 or 6 devs just chilling
I think
making
it
a
was like
game that just
4.
happened to blow up.
I think it was just 4 at the beginning. And then they had to, like, higher and higher and higher, and they just kind of keep up. But
Yeah.
XDefiant, I think, definitely has a better shot.
Their
I think
ceiling is a lot higher.
I think it's gonna be something like Valorant in a way. Like it's gonna blow up.
I could see that.
As long as they keep on top of like putting out content and like, which I'm sure they will. Like I have no doubt about that.
With the roadmap, the way that it's going, there's gonna be every 3 months there's gonna be a new 90 tier battle pass, and
Ooh.
there's gonna be new modes and maps and guns. But like, they're doing it a lot more like how COD did back in like MW3, where
Mm-hmm.
instead of like dropping in like a season with like 3 or 4 maps at once and then nothing for 3 months,
Yeah.
they're gonna drop 1 map per month.
Oh, I like that. Gives people time to like warm up to it.
Yeah, and
They
like
don't
right
have to
when you're
like,
warmed up to it, it's like, oh, there's a new map now.
yeah, and they don't have to like rush them either. Because I feel like when you like give yourself like 3 new maps a month, like at the like sometimes like the deadline can like make it feel rushed, but with 1 map a month, that gives them that month to like make a new map, polish it up, and they probably already have like the maps like picked out. It's just a matter
Yeah,
of
and
like polishing
and
them
it's
up.
that, and like it's the fact that there are a couple maps that are not present in the game currently that were present in older builds.
Mm.
So they could have like went back and looked at those maps and been like, let's see what we can do with this map or that map, and we might improve it based on how the game has changed, and then we'll release it later.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah. So like they've got year 1 is 4 seasons. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up for you guys. Just give me like 1 second to figure it out. But yeah, so they've got.
The game is dropping later this summer, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
I would anticipate. They said later this summer. I would anticipate like August. That's what I'm guessing.
Later this August.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
because like it makes sense because the first test that they did this year, the closed beta, was in April.
Mm.
They waited 2 months. Now we're in June and we're doing another test. It would make sense that they wait 2 months and then it launches in August.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna get this pulled up for you guys. So right now I have the roadmap kind of like pulled up for y'all. So season 1
Roadmap.
faction codename is Ruby. There's 3 new weapons, 3 new maps.
All of these factions are from Ubisoft games.
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh.
They're gonna be they're trying to connect all the Ubisoft games in this game.
Ooh, I like that. And then so if you guys can't see this very well, my apologies. I'll fix it a second. Hold on. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, and then so there's 3 new weapons, 3 new maps for season 1, and then 90 tiers in a battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got modes, competitive. They're gonna have a ranked, private matches, and caster cams. Ooh, see, like that right there is gonna solidify their competitive.
I would anticipate their ranked mode drops with season 1.
Yeah.
But they could. They did a for the last 3 days of the closed beta. They did a ranked test.
Mm.
So it would not surprise me if the full ranked mode drops, like with all of the settings, all the restrictions, all of that in season 1. But we get like a pre-season of ranked before when the game launches.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that happening. I hope it. I don't know. I think them doing like a ranked would be like right off the bat would be super beneficial to them too, because that's one of the things that like COD lacks going in every year. So when the new COD comes, because aren't they doing a new COD again? Even though they said this was gonna be a 2-year cycle.
Yep.
So like when the new COD comes out, it's probably not gonna have a ranked. Like let's be real with ourselves here. Like the possibility of that happening is slim to none.
Yeah.
Like there's like a chance. Like we can't rule them out yet. But if we're being completely honest here, like,
yeah,
there's probably not going to be a ranked, which is all right, I guess. It's not going to fare well for them in the long run, especially if other.
I just wonder what XDefiant is gonna do for competitive. Like, I wonder like how a series would be structured if it's like best of 5, best of 7. Like they did best of 7 in the showcase.
Yeah.
And it was 4v4, but it's like who knows like what is gonna happen.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see for that one. Okay, I fixed it now. It's now my screen one is all good. So yeah, so it's Ruby, Buzz, Orchard, and Horde. Each one has 3 new maps, 3 new weapons, 90 tiers, and battle pass. So, and then it's free to play, so that also gives it the leg up in this aspect,
Yep. Yep.
So
All games free to play.
It's they're getting a lot of good rep out of it, So
yeah,
that's good.
I mean, it's huge, like the amount of support that this game has.
Yeah.
And I feel like once it launches, it'll only get bigger.
Mhm. So like kind of like segueing into this, like so I feel like XDefiant could like possibly will surpass like the CDL. Like I think that there's a good chance, a game.
There's
a lot
enough
of players,
stuff behind it.
Yeah, and like with Ubisoft too, like what other games does Ubisoft have? They have Apex Legends, right?
No.
No, I'm making that up. I'm making that up.
The only other competitive game they have is Rainbow Six, but I mean that game has been out for so long, and I don't think the competitive scene is like extremely big on there.
Yeah, but we'll see. I think it'll do well, honestly, because a lot of the COD people are coming in. You guys have seen how competitive. Like, I have it pulled up right now. Like the people that won champs this year, subliners, they won $1 million. Like, I feel like I think after like a little bit, XDefiant will probably reach that level as well, if not surpass it, because the more people that are interested in watching and playing the game, the higher the prize pools.
I would hope so. I mean, it's just we have to hope that it does well as an unproven game and an unproven esport, because there's stuff like Apex, which basically was a completely new game. It was kind of based off of Titanfall, but it was basically a new game.
Yeah, like the same.
And their
guns,
esports is like really good now.
Yeah. So well, I mean,
it took a couple of years, but they got it.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be this. I think XDefiant might be better because a lot of like COD pros are behind it, right? Like.
Oh yeah, there's like I know like the main contributors are like Eggs, Pac-Man, JCap has been working on it. They've gotten a lot of people to like consult. They've had a lot of like COD content creators come in and consult on the game. They've had people like offer advice on what they want to do and what they should work on this game. Like they have a lot of support.
Yeah. So I think personally, I think it'll turn out all right. I definitely want to dip my little fingers into the pot of XDefiant for both my personal stuff and for Denial.
It will definitely be when it launches. I think it'll have a bunch of hype.
Yeah, and
because...
definitely if you're looking to compete, get on it quick. If you're looking to have like a team, or if you're an org looking to have a team, you gotta get on it like ASAP.
Yeah.
Because if you wait too long, all the good players are gonna get snatched up by other orgs, and it'll be a lot harder. So.
I just think X Defiant has like a ton going for it. I mean, it looks like they have really good plans for competitive. Nothing's really like set in stone because I mean obviously the game hasn't launched. It's a new game. It's like who knows how competitive it's gonna be or how it's gonna look, but they definitely are supporting it a lot because they have a lot of COD pros behind them. They're super passionate about competitive. The game
like
has no
Aches
skill-based matchmaking and casual, which is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, as much as people don't like Aches just because like probably from like the rivalries and stuff, the man knows what he's talking about. I mean, he goes on the flank with, Zuma, and the man knows what he's talking about. And so the fact that he's applying...
when I heard Aches was working on X Defiant, I knew this game was gonna turn out pretty good.
Like the man, he knows what he's talking about. No, it doesn't matter whether you like him or you don't, like as a person, but he knows what he's doing. As far as like Call of Duty,
something really
like,
funny about Ace and X Defiant
that
happened?
What?
At Champs, I think it was on the flank, Ace was talking about how he didn't, because of like how Optic played as a team and how he played, sometimes he didn't really see Shotzi as like a superstar SMG player.
Yeah.
And yesterday when X Defiant when it launched for this open session, it said Shotzi tweeted, "How do I play X Defiant?" And Aches replied, "Now you're talking like a superstar."
Dang.
It was so funny.
But yeah. So anyway, going into Call of Duty now, Champs was this past weekend. Grand Finals was an absolute blowout.
I genuinely think that's the most dominant Grand Finals I've ever watched.
Yeah, they just...
Even FaZe, when they were so dominant in Cold War, didn't do that to anybody.
Like, and FaZe was like winning everything. They didn't... That was, what was 5-0? Like, how was a quick Grand Finals?
I think that's the first 5-0 Grand Finals ever in CDL.
I think so too.
Because I know, like, the biggest one for the biggest, like, the biggest blowout kind of dominating, like, part of the CDL to me before this was when FaZe played Season 1 of Cold War, because they went 11-0 in their placing matches, and they won Grand Finals. I think it was like 5-1, but like
this is like
I
5-0.
don't think they blew people out like this.
No, I'm pretty sure most of the games were pretty close too. Like they weren't like total blowouts. Like that first hard point got 100-point clubbed. Like not a good start. I feel like from the beginning, from that first match, I feel like everyone that was watching and kind of had a feeling that, subliners were going to take it. Either way, like whether it was going to be close or not, like after that first game, they really put their mentality in a good spot. And, with the whole drama with Scraps and Kismet and Hydra, like Kismet was just like, what did he say? Hold on.
The super dominant stage out of FaZe, I just looked it up. They went 5-0, and in total in their matches with the major, they went like 11-0, I think. But in the grand finals, it was 5-2 against Empire. So it wasn't like they were just steamrolling people. They were just really good. But this Subliners Ultra series was just Ultra never stood a chance.
Yeah.
Literally the only time that they looked even close to winning a map is when they won 3 straight rounds at the beginning of Game 5 Search, but then I think Subliners won 6 straight to win it.
That it is what it is. It's gonna be I don't know, like, and then next season, like, what, the Florida Mutineers are out.
There's a lot of teams that might be out or shuffling around.
Yeah, so, like, WrestleMania is going to start here, and
Florida's going to be out for Heretics bringing in their Miami team. LAG is going to be out. Nobody knows who's going to take their spot.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
The London Royal Ravens are moving to Charlotte.
Yeah, so there's going to be, like, no overseas teams now. They're all...
It's going to be... I don't know what
because London Royal Ravens was the only one that was left that was overseas because Paris Legion moved to the new...
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't even know, Las Vegas. Sorry, not New Hampshire. Yep. I was going to say New Hampshire, and I'm like, that is not...
That makes no sense.
Yikes. Anyway, not the point here. But, yeah, it should be very interesting to see what goes on with that. That's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting off season, I can tell you that right now. And we'll be covering it here live every Wednesday for you guys, because we care.
I'm telling you, I think it's not really gonna like super kick off until I think sometime next week. Actually, hold on. So Sunday, June 25th, I'm looking at CDL Intel. They said teams, that's the extension deadline. Teams have until this day to exercise any team options. Re-signing players with team options is included.
Okay.
And Sunday, July 2nd is when the season officially ends.
Okay.
And players not extended officially become free agents.
Okay.
And
that's the day after my
Monday,
birthday.
July 3rd, the next season officially starts, and teams can start officially signing new players.
So that'll be interesting. We'll cover that right after my birthday.
I mean, obviously it's not all gonna be like, it's not all just gonna like drop on that Monday. But I would expect maybe some early moves that week. I would expect maybe us talking about at least one or two things that happen during that podcast.
But I don't know. I'm excited. Hopefully, the change of teams will make it a little bit more, competitive. I mean, it was pretty competitive this season, like, NYSL.
This season and Vanguard were, like, by far the most competitive.
Yeah. And, like, this champs in general, like, you sent this to me the other day. I'll pull it up on the stream so people can see it. So this is, like, the final series KD in the history of Call of Duty, and Kismet, Skies, and Hydra all made that list in one.
They're in the top 4.
Yeah. And
3 of the Subliners players are now in the top highest KDs.
Yeah, I mean, like with Formal, Karma, Octane, Aches is still up there, number 3. Go him, with the longest standing. Attach is up there. Abeezy from 2019, like.
Attach from 2015 was nuts because he was playing. He was the OBJ player for Denial. Like, he wasn't even the guy like slaying a ton, and the fact that he dropped the 1.26 was just insane.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy to see like that one S&D where the first few rounds they only got like 1 kill. Like Toronto Ultra only got 1 kill on freaking Subliners. Like that was.
They got 100 point clipped in the first game.
Yeah.
It was like 250, like 68.
They were just getting smacked to the point where like people were like, "Hey, like, is something wrong with their PCs?" Like, because I don't really watch like the CDL like mainstream. I watch Scum's Watch Party. And
that's what I was watching.
Yeah. And that's what I usually watch, and people they were like,
their entertainment is just so good that I just watch the watch party over the mainstream.
And they have good insights too. I mean, it's like what bunch of old COD pro, like a bunch of retired COD pros. You know.
Well, and you look at like even during grand finals, I was hearing this from Scump.
Mm.
You know, Scump played this year, and he knows all these players. He was like reading both Ultra and Subliners like perfectly.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like,
you know,
he
and so is Karma too, because like, you know, he's a coach now, so like he's been watching VODs and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see. I mean, he's a good, I think he's a good spot, because I remember there's a Dash. I remember Dash like exposed much of drama with their old coach Rambo.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I'm glad that they got Karma to fill that spot, because
Karma's talked about. I don't think he would do it, but he might go to challengers. But he's thought about coming back.
Ooh. That means he'd actually have to grind the game though, and he couldn't be on Rust for like a week straight.
I think if Karma's gonna do anything, he should go play X Defiant.
I think so too. I think he would be really good at it.
I think bringing a lot of like older COD pros to X Defiant competing would be perfect.
Oh yeah, or even like do like a kind of like an old Men of Optic kind of feel, you know?
That's
just
true.
Like, just with like Defiant, with a bunch of like retired COD pros that just kind of come on.
You
and...
could do old Men of Optic, and it's Gump, Methods, Karma, and who else could they get?
I don't know.
Oh,
Formal
God.
maybe if he took a break from Halo.
Formal, yeah. If Formal played X Defiant, yeah.
But he's kind of crushing it at Halo right now, so.
Yeah, Formal's too good at Halo. Like, I don't think Formal wants to stop playing Halo.
Yeah.
At least for now. I love that he went back to Halo.
Me too. That man's just killing it. The Optic Halo
got
team is
another
so
world championship, like, dude.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I still can't believe it. How dominant they were. I don't know. Anyway,
I can't
I'm
believe
stuck
a
on
lot
it.
of the stuff that happened to Champs.
Champs is insane, and then
From what I've been hearing,
oh yeah, you saw that other drama too, like not drama per se, but like other stuff. But shit, what was I saying? I don't know. There's just a bunch of stuff that happened at Champs. It's a lot to unpack, and it's crazy.
Well, I mean, Jimbo got caught cheating.
Oh yeah. You told me. You sent me that. Like that's crazy.
He got caught cheating.
Why would you do that? Though?
He claimed and even tweeted that he talked to Activision. They were going to unban him. He got the league to let him log into another account to play. And then that account got banned. And they were like, nah, you're actually cheating. Like, get out of here. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Why
would you cheat? Why would you cheat in a challenger? Like that's just so stupid.
Well, the worst part is like last year Jimbo was in the league. It's like he's proven that he's good enough to like at least get a shot at being in the league.
So I don't know. But that's crazy. But you know, and then there's all the drama between like Scrappy and Kismet. That stuff is funny. I pulled it up the missing poster.
Yeah.
That you sent me. This man and I have the same birthday. Scraps and I. He's just a year older than I am.
True.
He's about to turn 21 in a week and a half. Getting piss slammed.
True.
I'm just gonna read this out loud just for everyone because name Thomas Scrappy Ernst. Missing since disrespecting the bulldog. Date of birth 7/1/2002. Age 20. Sex doesn't have it. Race white. Eyes blue. Hair supercut special. Weight under. Height 5'2". Glasses yes. Scars emotional. And then tattoos property of Kismet. Wearing a leash. Last seen getting piss slammed in Champs Grand Final. If you have any information, please contact his very worried father, Matthew Kismet Tinsley. Reward. That's just, it's so funny.
Oh.
That cracked me up. Rish said that they're gonna make me one. So that'll be interesting to see.
I love that.
Oh, that was pure comedy. I know it's like, probably not the best thing, but that was pure comedy.
Oh,
That was too good.
I've got
Too good.
yeah, the other thing that I seen.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna put that one on the stream.
Yeah, we're not putting it on stream.
that's
That one was arguably just as good.
It was good. It was just very dark humor. Very dark humor. And I don't want to make anyone upset. So I'm gonna keep that one off the stream just for
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Anyway. So segueing off of you know, games and stuff like that. Twitch and Kick got some we got a nice rivalry going.
True.
Twitch has made some questionable moves over the past couple weeks with their terms of service and stuff like that. That
Partner Plus program.
The Partner Plus program, which is for like 1,000 people out of like 20,000 partners, you know. And Kick has been like rebuttaling like crazy. Like they pay streamers. They're gonna pay streamers $16 an hour. Their partner request, like their partner like their verified requirements are I'd say they're decently reasonable. Like,
yeah.
Let me scroll back and find it real quick.
Imagine somebody saying it like that to you.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. I gotta scroll.
Rocker already making a move.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so Kick introduced a new way for streamers to get verified on the platform. Stream 30 hours, stream 12 different days, average at least 75 concurrent viewers, have at least 300 unique chatters, have at least 20 active subs. I feel like that's decently reasonable. I mean, it's the same as Twitch with the 75 concurrent viewers.
Yeah.
The thing that they could do better than Twitch is like a lot of people apply after having all these things and don't get it. So I feel like with Kick, they're just going to approve them automatically for having these things. That's why there's probably so many.
Yes.
Because with like Twitch, there's like, what, 3?
I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really on the partner push for that one. Speaking of Kick, we should probably make the announcement now, right?
I mean.
Might as well. So anyone that's listening right now, starting next week, what day would that be? It'll be June 28th, 2023. We will be streaming the podcast on Kick instead of Twitch. Twitch has been our home for a while, but we're gonna give it a shot, see how it goes. Worst thing comes to worst, we average the same viewers that we average here, or we average a little less, which is fine too. Like, it's really like, I mean, it'll just depend. And because I feel like we get a little bit more people in here, a little bit better discoverability, especially with these new overlays. Plug in myself there for that one. But yeah, so starting Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, we'll be streaming this on Twitch. Pop us a follow over on, not on Twitch, we'll be streaming on Kick.
Yes.
Is your account the same, Deception276?
Yes.
So yeah, go follow us there, same usernames as on here. Pop us a follow, and we'll see you that Wednesday for that, which will be exciting. I have yet to do a Kick stream. I have watched some Kick streams. I have not done one myself, so that'll be my very first one, which would be pretty cool.
It would make sense. That's the first one.
Yeah, it's a podcast. Like, this is our little baby. Like, this is our content child.
Our content child.
Yeah. And it's growing day by day. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll get to that partner stuff and be making that $16 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great.
Making $16 an hour streaming. I could just quit my job that I'm making right now. Like, on the low, that's what I make hourly at my job right now. So I could just quit that job and come to Twitch. Like, come to Kick. Like, you know, same thing.
Doing something you love way more.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but Kick is definitely going to make it easier for people to do this full time. And I know not everyone can do this full time, but it'll give those that, you know, really want to put their all into it, be able to, you know, and then it'll really like take away that factor of like having to work another job especially if someone makes less than what they'd be streaming on Kick. Like, they'd make their own hours. They wouldn't have to, like, you know, get someone to cover their shift if they couldn't go in. You know what I mean? They can stream 7 days a week if they wanted to. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, none.
Yeah.
Every other week they could stream. Like, you know, it just... It's a new world we're living in here with the internet. So...
Well, the thing with the $16 an hour, too, is, like, it's a good balance of consistent pay and keeping the streamer motivated.
Yeah. You know?
Because it's like, yeah, if you had to take a week off or you weren't feeling well or whatever, it's not like you're going to lose a lot because you'll just come back to $16 an hour.
Yeah.
But it's also like somebody that might be slightly losing motivation in stream, they'd be like, wait, I'm making $16 an hour.
Yeah, and it'll
Like,
encourage people to, like, you know, stream more, and the more you stream, the more you perfect your craft. I mean, some people, they just stream, like, brainlessly for whatever, which is, like, fine by them, you know what I mean? But when I stream, like, I try to, you know, get better every time, you know, especially with these story mode games. Like, I gotta work on my reactions a little bit, because sometimes I zone out, because it's like a movie. You know, it allows... Oh, whoa. Started much? Sorry. Reset.
get us together, Tom.
It allows you to, like, perfect your craft, because it's like at that point it becomes a job. And you know, me personally, I like perfecting my jobs. Like, when I do something, I do it with everything I got. Like, when it comes to serving, I like have like a script that I go by, and I constantly improve that script. When people ask things, it like prompts something else, and I just have like replies ready to go, and I work on them. You know, I try different things out and see how it goes, because in serving, it is also like putting on a show. You know, people come, they want to especially when they come to certain places, they want a certain experience. You give them that certain experience, you give them a good time. They're going out, date night, whatever, or they're going out with their family, or their family's in town and they want to have a good time. You know, throw a couple drinks back.
Yep.
You just fill out the vibe. You entertain them in the way that they need to be entertained that night, and you crack a couple jokes with them. You know, because like my favorite thing with old people is they'll be done with their food or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're stuffed." And I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "What, you guys thinking about any dessert?" And they're like, "No, we're pretty stuffed." I'm like, "Well, you know, they did invent to-go boxes for a reason, and it gets them every time. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker."
You know, I guess, yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, I guess it's true." And so they'll take like a dessert to go, and that bumps up their check like whatever, depending on the dessert. But
Tone the businesswoman.
listen, I literally just finished my first year of business school, so might as well apply it.
True.
That's the only reason why I'm going, is so I can apply it to the things I do on a daily basis, like gaming.
Yes.
Watch out, guys. Once I get my bachelor's, I'm gonna be unstoppable. I'm gonna be unstoppable. And that's that on that. Just you wait.
True.
I'm gonna be like, Denial will be like the next 100 Thieves. We're gonna blow up. Trust.
Yeah.
Cause I've been slowly applying leak, cause I'm leakage on here. Sorry, Lucer and Breezy. But I'm working on right now I'm kind of working on like a website for Denial, so it gives us a little bit more credibility. And it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm working on the graphics right now for it. I've got everything kind of laid out, and gotta get the stuff from like different members and stuff like that. But our roster stuff, 'cause I know not everyone wants to like show their face and stuff, so I'm trying to figure out different ways of doing that. But cause I know you haven't done your face reveal yet, so I don't want to like take that away from you.
True.
Unless you want to make that your face reveal. But it'll probably be another like month or two before we get the website live anyway.
That gives me time.
Yeah. Gives you plenty of time. Guys, go over to Deception's, channel and follow him and do what needs to be done so we can get that face reveal, okay? Okay.
Do what needs to be done.
It'll make the podcast more interesting, like, cause we'll have full face cams, Maybe I'll do some like new overlays for that, where we'll sit at we'll sit at like kind of like a desk type thing, with the way that I set it up. Who knows? The possibilities are endless, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll do one too. Now you're gonna do a face reveal? That I'm ready for.
Yeah, said I'm gonna do one too. Like we haven't seen your face for like 4 years.
Has it really been 4 years since you met Mel? It's been like 5 for me. Man, that's so long. I think
I didn't meet Sloth until Cold War, so that was like 2 years.
I met him in Black Ops 4. Mount, I think, is probably one of the longest lasting like friends that I have on the internet. That we haven't like fallen off or anything, or like,
yeah,
you know, he's still there. It's been a long time. So.
God, 4 years.
Yep. Like, cause what we met December of 2018. 2018. December 2018.
Yeah.
So it was right after my dad passed. That's a long time to know someone.
It was right before BO4 came out, yeah.
Yeah. And like, I was going through the podcast earlier in the week, and I watched the one when I was it was about a year ago. A little over a year ago. Don't worry about we're hanging out soon. Yeah, for sure. Don't worry. I'll come your way soon, man. I'll come your way soon. But I was like listening to past podcasts, and I got to the one where like Keisha and I met for the first time. And I was just like, damn. Like, that was so cool. Like, meeting your, like, online homies and, like, person it's such a surreal feeling. Like,
I remember when that happened.
Because your two worlds are combined, and it's just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to talk about right now. Do you got anything?
I don't think so.
I feel like... I don't know, I kind of want to talk about the Faze Clan drama, but we've been talking about it so much. There's been so much drama around them lately. Like, it's been crazy. It's been like the face for everything. Like, with Nick Merckx, with Rain, with Bluefill, like...
You know what?
What?
We don't have to talk about the Faze drama, if you don't want to talk about that, but something super significant. Pamaj left.
Pamaj left Faze, and Deception called it. He joined Optic
Dude,
back.
I knew it.
The
The second I watched that video, I knew it. I was like, I absolutely no doubt in my mind. I was like, it's happening.
Those are like the only two places he has ever been is Faze and Optic, and he just goes between the two of them. And
well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I knew it was gonna happen, because he was on Optic first, and then he went to Faze.
Which made sense at the time, you know?
Yeah, it was like Black Ops 1. Optic wasn't really anything back then.
Yeah.
And Faze was like blowing up.
Yes.
He goes to Faze. He leaves Faze right before the end of Black Ops 2. And then he goes independent for a couple years. And then when Optic announces they're moving into the Scuff House, Pamaj comes on. He's back. He's back on Optic. And then all the crazy stuff happened with Optic and Infinite and like all that absolute madness. And then he leaves Optic. And then goes back to Faze. And then he's on Faze for a couple years. And that video came out while I was on vacation. And I watched it. And I was like, he's coming back to Optic. I don't know if it's going to be... I was like, I don't know if it's going to be within the week. I don't know if it's going to be a month. I don't know if it's going to be a year. But he's coming back to Optic. I can feel it.
And like, I didn't realize it was going to be like the next day though. Like the next day he was like, yep, we're back.
I think he had already been back. Because they filmed like them talking about him rejoining was when they filmed an episode of the inner circle that they do, where they all just sit out like a round table and talk, and they were talking about the Scuff House.
Yeah.
And like that came out like 2 days after he left, so they either filmed that the day after he made his video, or that had already been like a thing, and he just put his video out so he could leave Faze and then join Optic.
Yeah, I think it was already in the works. And then with everything going on Faze, it makes sense that like people are like either thinking about jumping ship because right now it's getting really bad. Like it's getting pretty bad to this point, and I hope
the thing that Pamaj said was that, and I mean this is true. It's just, I'm surprised that he, of all people, said it the way he did, and said it. He said it really nicely, which is awesome, but
that's Pamaj, he's Canadian.
He said that it just wasn't the team that he joined before. Like, he joined the team again, and it just wasn't the team that he left.
Yeah. Well, which is, I mean, that's kind of like the problem that they're facing right now, and the fact that he's shedding light onto someone that's been in that, like, between Optic and Faze for so long. you know? So, like, he really does have, like, a
Well,
good
and he said
perspective
it was
on it.
absolutely no fault of any of the OGs. It was
Yeah.
all the other stuff. He didn't outright. He wasn't like. He's not like Rain. He's not gonna like
He's not
call
gonna,
out
like,
and be like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's corporate. Like they're doing all this stuff to the team. They're sabotaging. We need to get the team back." But
Yeah.
he basically said that without having to say it. He was like,
Yeah.
"It's none of the OGs. I don't have anything against any of the actual members of the team. It's just other stuff that just has made this team not what I envisioned when I rejoined."
Yeah, I mean, good for him for looking out for himself. I mean, like, in some points, at some points you gotta look out for the team, but at other points you gotta look out for yourself. And especially when it's a situation like that, they're facing a lot of heat right now in a lot of different areas, different sides, different perspectives, facing a lot of heat about, like, you know, different phobias and, like, you know, hate towards like some groups, especially with Nick Merck stuff, and then the whole Bluefield thing with the misogyny. And so it's a very sticky. You have to be very precise on what you say, or it can come down on you hard. Everything that happened with Mew, like, they're facing a lot of bad heat right now, and it doesn't look good. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you gotta be like, hey, like, are these people really my friends? Am I gonna hurt anyone by leaving? And how is this gonna affect me? Because at the end of the day, this is their job, and so, like, at a certain extent, you gotta be like, okay. Yeah, it sucks that you're, like, abandoning your friends, which is, like, what the Climb Together is all about. It's not abandoning your friends. But these people, you know, they've been in the industry so long that leaving and joining things, it doesn't really affect their friendship as much. And, you know, I think Pomage jumping ship was, like, some people probably think it's a bad thing, but personally I think it's good for him. I mean, he's going back to Optic.
I don't know. I don't know how, like, I don't know how people could see that it's a bad thing, because considering what Faze has been, like, going through and how much Optic has been on the rise, and, like, how good of a relationship he still has with everybody, going back to Optic was just like,
I think it was a no-brainer for him, honestly.
I was hoping he would do it, to be honest. I was like, because when Pomage first joined Optic, dude, they were nothing compared to what they are now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was so different that, like, I feel like people even forget he was in Optic in the first place. But when he came back and they were at the Scuff House, I mean, the content that they made
was
and, like,
gold.
how he was integrated was just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was like Pomage felt like one of the OGs.
Yeah, and, like, the thing is with Optic, I think, like, a lot of people, when it comes to Optic, it's a very tight-knit group. Like, it's the way that Faze was in the beginning. Like, everybody knows each other. Everybody's, like, pretty much good with each other for the most part. Like, I don't see any, like, drama as far as that goes, you know what I mean? And, like, they do videos together. They play together. Like even, like, Hex played with, like, you know, plays with, like, Holly and stuff like that. And, like, they all get along. And I feel like that's, like, the original Faze aspect that he was looking for, and the fact that he found it within Optic is really great. And I feel like the sooner people realize that Optic has that same feel, because whenever someone joins Optic, you know, that's a big deal still.
Yeah, not everybody just joins Optic. I would say the only way that you're just gonna nonchalantly join Optic is if you're on an esports team that they pick you up on. If you're a content creator, it is monumental if you join Optic.
Even if you're, like, a competitor too, because a lot of the time they go back to old players that they've had. So, like, when Ghosty got picked up, like, that was pretty big because they didn't, you know, get a player that they already had. So
don't get me started on Ghosty. If they let that man go, that is a massive mistake if they let him go this offseason.
So, I mean, like, and the thing is like, Optic is the way that Faze was in the beginning, you know, with that, because, you know, when someone joins Faze, like, Optic, like, the Greenwall, like, they support, because they know, like, if someone gets picked up, especially as a content creator, they're good, or they deserve to be there.
That's true.
And, it was the same way with Faze, and Faze kind of lost that aspect of it. So in a way, like, I feel like because of this, Optic is gonna take the lead as far as over Faze eventually. Eventually, not at the moment. And, like, 100 Thieves is up there obviously too, because whenever they recruit, it's a pretty big deal. But I don't know.
Well, the thing is like, Faze in terms of, like, notoriety and stuff and popularity is a bigger org.
Yeah.
but Optic, in terms of everything else, is a better org.
Like, I feel like Optic is more in tune with the culture of gaming than FaZe is at the moment. And, you know, I mean, obviously, like, FaZe is the face of gaming right now, as far as, like, people that aren't in the scene. As people that aren't in the scene, like, they know FaZe. You could say that
compared to FaZe, it kind of holds them back.
Yeah.
But basically everything Optic does is based around gaming. Like,
yep.
Like, they really, like, there's, like, rarely anything that happens that Optic does that isn't based around gaming. Like, they are the gaming org right now.
Alright, yeah, like, they have, like, a tag. There's, like, a tag league that they sponsor. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I would look it up. But yeah, I mean, it's something that we're gonna keep an eye on, obviously. But I do have to go. I gotta go up to the lake today. So, we're gonna have to close this out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will not be on Twitch next week. Just remember, we will be on Kick. Probably should just, like, put the links in the... Deception, can you put your link, your Kick link in your chat real quick? So they know, what's going on here. So yeah, so go follow us over there. I'm gonna put it in my chat, and then I'm gonna put Deception will put his in his chat. Give us a follow over there. We will be live there next week on Wednesday, noon. Today was only 12:30 because Rissa's little brother graduated from 6th grade today, and I feel like it was important for me to be there, so I was there. He's like my little brother at this point, so, you know, he deserves that support. But anyway, we will see you guys next time. Make sure to hit that follow button, like, subscribe, whatever. Do whatever you gotta do if you support the podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being here. It feels good to be back, like, in the swing of it. You know, we've done a couple in a row now, and I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Feels nice to be back after taking that, like, month's hiatus. I'm getting them uploaded, so if you guys go follow me on YouTube and subscribe to me on there, you guys can catch up on all the past podcasts.
Yep.
I'm up to about a year ago from now, which is, like, episode, like, 20-something. So if that tells you how many we missed, there you are. But, yeah, so we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Okay, so...
Deception, say bye.
Bye.
Is that okay?